Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, during his mid-year budget debate wrap-up in the House of Assembly on March 10, 2025, underscored that the progress achieved under his administration was no accident, but the result of hard work, strategic leadership, and the resilience of the Bahamian people. Despite criticism, the Prime Minister highlighted economic growth, job creation, and record investments as clear evidence of success.
And I would say it would be a profound error indeed, a complete misunderstanding of history, to believe that the progress we have made is a matter of chance or coincidence. No, Madam Speaker, the progress we have made is as a result of hard work, and it has been hard won. It has been built through the efforts of the Bahamian people. And I emphasize that, Madam Speaker. It has been built through the efforts of the Bahamian people, through their grit, their determination, their refusal to give in to despair, even in the face of extraordinary challenges. Let there be no mistake. Had it not been for them, the Bahamian people, and had it not been for the wisdom and protection of God, the success we now speak of would not have been achieved. For all the political noise, for all the grandstanding that sometimes passes for debate in this House, the reality is that this government has worked day in, day out.
Yes, that's it.
Not for applause, not for headlines, but for the people, the Bahamian people, who entrust us with the responsibility of leadership. And we will continue to do so. Because government, Madam Speaker, is not about sitting back and admiring the achievements of the past. It is about facing the challenges of the future. It is about recognizing that for all we have done, there's still more to do. That we recognize. There are those who will tell you that we have achieved nothing, that our progress is illusion. But the facts will speak for themselves. Madam Speaker, when you see an economy that is growing, when you see jobs returning, when you see record investment flowing into this country, you do not need to be told that what success looks like. It is happening. It is real. And it is only possible because of the faith, the perseverance, and the sheer resilience of the Bahamian people. And so, as we wrap up this debate, let us do so with a clear sense of purpose, not just to account for what has been done, but to make clear what must be done next. Because the future of this nation is not something that will be decided by commentators or critics. It will be decided by the choices we make here in this Parliament.
The government of the Bahamas is taking aggressive action against gang violence with the Clear Hole Build initiative aimed at removing gangs, maintaining police presence, and providing opportunities for safer communities. Announced at a press conference held at the Office of the Prime Minister on February 24, 2025, the Clear Hole Build initiative ensures that national security remains a top priority. Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles provided insight on how the Royal Bahamas Police Force is leading the charge.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force takes the lead role in the Clear Hold and Build initiative. This initiative, which began on the 7th of October last year and our survey up to the 16th of February of this year, shows that the crime in this particular area, the Einliston area, was one of concern for us. Of course, it has always been a concern for us, but certainly a clear and in a very good place for us to start this project. The challenges that we saw in the Einliston area, of course, not immune to only Einliston, but to other areas, but as this was the first area that we began in, we saw that gang violence and shootings were a major concern in this particular area. I do believe that there is something playing on the screen today behind you. Of course, I can't see it, so you get to see firsthand what I'm trying to bring across to you. Some of the incidents that we saw were shootings, murders, and of course, gunshot reports. The numbers that we have gotten last year for that period from January 1 to October 16th showed us that we had 8 murders and 3 shootings in that area, and that there were 50 gunshot reports after this initiative took place from the 7th of October until the 16th of February this year. We saw a major decrease in those crimes. 3 murders occurred in the Einliston area and 0 shootings. Gunshot reports were 50 and they're now down to 20. And so it tells us that the program is certainly working for us in this community. Our stats, of course, as you can see, show a decline in these major crimes that have been reported. So the impact of this with the community, it tells us that partnership is very important. We are in partnership with other government agencies, but it is important for us to be partners with members of the community, and that is what we have been building over the past 2-3 months. And we see the importance of that partnership because we are able now to reach even more people in the communities. The new communities that we will be targeting are the Carmichael community and the Nassau Village community. What we have seen in the Carmichael community were 4 murders, and this is for both communities. 4 murders reported, 4 shootings, and of course in Nassau Village there were 86 gunshot reports. These were detected by our spot shotter technology and also reported by members of the community, and we thank them for always partnering with us and sharing information with us so that we can act on it. And then in the Carmichael community, 4 murders, 4 shootings, and 94 gunshot reports, again detected by spot shotter technology and the community. Over the past weekend, we held an Operation Resolute. We saw the success of that operation, which was tailored towards the entire New Providence for the weekend. As the minister has announced, the project has already begun in Nassau Village and Carmichael, where we've been executing warrants, where we've been stopping vehicles that we suspect are carrying illegal contrabands and weapons. We've been issuing fixed penalty notices to those persons who are in contravention of the traffic laws. And so we are pleased with what we have seen on the weekend, the efforts of the police, and we do believe that as we continue in these communities, we will see a reduction in crime, especially crimes against the person. As we move forward with this initiative, we will continue to execute search warrants on places our intelligence tell us are drug houses or drug shops in the community. We are using our intelligence agencies to go out into these communities to find the information for us so that our Black Scorpion operation team can go back out and execute. And of course, with the assistance of the community, the police stations in each particular community. Our intentions is to close down every single one of them because as we all know, drugs are getting into the hands of our young people, and that is exactly what we're trying to stop. This from getting into the hands of our young people, and which is also fueling the crimes in our communities.
The Bahamas marked a historic diplomatic milestone with the first ever ministerial bilateral visit from India. His Excellency Pabitra Margarita, India's State Minister for External Affairs, visited the Bahamas on March 3, 2025, strengthening the ties between the two nations through high-level discussions concerning conservation and sustainable development. His Excellency also toured the Bahamas National Trust. And now we get an update from up north with Andrew Coakley of our Northern Service.
Several government programs are helping Grand Bahamians better prepare themselves for the job market and become employed. At the same time, these same programs are greatly benefiting Grand Bahamian businesses and companies. Programs like the National Training Agency, the Fresh Start Program, and the Youth Leadership Program are just several government initiatives that are effectively training young people while addressing the unemployment issue Grand Bahama experienced. The success of these programs has positively impacted the employment numbers on the island as more and more young Grand Bahamians become better prepared for the job market.
We are in the business of training and developing the next generation of workforce participants and making sure that persons are employable and able to contribute to the Bahamian workforce in a productive manner.
That's Mr. Kenneth Miller, manager for the National Training Agency in Grand Bahama. He says the NTA is an administrative body that coordinates workforce preparation training for young people as well as upskill training for those already in their respective careers.
Well, the National Training Agency specifically has a program called the Mandatory Workforce Preparatory Program, or MWPP. That particular program, which right now as we speak, has young people between the ages of 16 to 26 years old going through 14 weeks of rigorous training, 4 weeks of soft skills training that is based on the NTA's training curriculum, and then 10 weeks with a training provider either in the areas of office procedures, teacher's aid, city and guilds food and beverage, and hospitality courses as such. So we train young people for this period of time, and then we help them with job placement through internship partners. Some of our partners in the most recent past has been Pelican Bay, Bell Channel Inn, Tino Beach Resort, Castaways Hotel. And we have also, through our training provider for office procedures, Thea Moss, she has hired 5 of our young people at her company, TM Group of Companies, and now her professional institute in which she will be using them for social media and the 9 yards.
The NTA's recent affiliation with the internationally recognized City and Guilds Apprenticeship Program has made it possible for the NTA to offer the Institute Leadership and Management course for working individuals.
We have a framework, and our framework helps us to reach a certain kind of young person and a certain kind of adult. That certain kind of young person is those who do not have BJCs, BGCSE, workforce experience, those who need a second chance. Now through ILM, we're able to reach those who do not fit in that criteria, who want to obtain a level of credentialing that adds to their career in supervisory and managerial capacities. For example, you may be an adult right now working in the public service, and you want to ascend the corporate ranks through level 2 and level 3 training with the National Training Agency. You're able to receive credentials through our program that has an equivalency for BGCSEs, and we have the capacity to go as far as those programs that have associate level backing behind it through ILM. Now, the only difference between these two programs beyond the criteria is WMPP is free for those in the framework criteria, But ILM is tuition based. You have to pay. However, we have been known to work along with government agencies and corporate bodies to help them get what they need as they pay their tuition.
Some of the subjects in the mandatory workforce preparatory program include soft skills training in the first 4 weeks, which are done over 3-hour intervals, 4 days a week.
We cover topics such as attitude shape up. We want you to have the right attitude when you go into the workplace. We cover things like workplace diversity. When you go into the workplace, you're going to meet different kinds of people along the way, and you need to know how to handle them. We go through resume preparation and interview preparation. So it doesn't make sense going through all this training, getting all of these credentials, but you don't know how to represent yourself. Exactly. So we go through interview and resume preparation. We go through effective communications, how to communicate with your customer through customer service excellence. We even have a module called organizational governance, because we live in a time where rules and regulations sometimes are far from the hearts of man. So we teach our young people there's a level of decorum and discipline that goes into the workplace.
Another government ministry here in Grand Bahama that's offering programs aimed at giving young people more options and better opportunities is the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Their Fresh Start and youth leadership programs have benefited hundreds of young people.
Fresh Start is giving up persons the opportunity who might have, not done what they were supposed to do in high school, or I may even want to, I want to change career, I want to get a fresh start in this career. And so we have that program going using BTVI, BIBT, have those involved in this program as well, where they're giving young people, young men and young women, the opportunity to learn different skills, carpentry, electrical, cashiering. There's a little bit of home ec in it as well. But so that's one of the programs we have going on presently. The graduation for that will it's a 6 to 8 week course, and the graduation for that will take place sometime in June. But it's kicked off already. I say 6 to 8 weeks, but maybe a little bit longer than 6 to 8 weeks. But the graduation for that is scheduled for the month of June.
One of the unique aspects of the Fresh Start program is the fact that there is a small stipend for all the participants. It serves as an extra incentive, but each session of the Fresh Start program has been filled since the program was introduced years ago.
This year we have well over 50, and as long as we have the funding we have a great minister in the Honorable Mario K. Bolag who believes in this program, along with our Permanent Secretary, Rosalind Horton, and the head of youth, Sandina Neely. They're really involved in it, and Carla Brown Roca and those persons that have been involved in this have really believe in this program. And so as long as we give them the numbers in time, we have an idea of what we have, and they're more than happy to support programs that will help to build young people. Young people are our future.
Then there is the popular Youth Leadership Program. It has become popular among young people in civic organizations, churches, schools, and generally. The Youth Leadership Certification Program takes youth leaders through several modules to prepare them to become effective youth leaders.
Well, I think it gives them a really good idea on how to deal with young people, things that they probably would not have known. They get the opportunity of learning those things because we have some very good facilitators during the week. We have counselors that come in, pastors that come in, teachers that come in and share with them and giving them a wealth of knowledge that they can take back to their churches or take back to their clubs or youth groups, and enhancing their programs and helping them, give them ideas to build their programs. And then for persons who you don't just want, if I'm going up in a plane, I want to know that the person who's flying the plane has had some training, have some experience in terms of what they're doing. So if you're going to deal with young people, we want to make sure that we are part of training people on how to handle today's youth.
Mr. Bain said these government programs are in great demand on the island of Grand Bahama. For Your Government in Action, I'm Andrew Coakley.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Community Affairs Division of the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting partnered with the Ministry of National Security, officials at the Nassau Village Community Center, and other partners to launch the Empowerment Hour program. The official ceremony for the launch of the program took place at the Nassau Village Community Center on March 3rd, 2025. Our Matt Mora has more.
Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles LaRota, said the collaboration provides the three entities with the ability to come together as one and extend their individual reach into a collective one as part of the ongoing efforts to create stronger families and communities across the Bahamas.
The author Brian McGill declared that unity is the secret weapon of every powerful nation, family, or community. Unity is why we're here today. We know that our reach is greater and stronger with an intentionally combined effort. Through more partnerships like these, we intend to reduce the silos and duplication of services among government agencies and communities. Our ultimate goal is to build stronger families and communities through similar initiatives throughout the Bahamas. The plan is not only to move people from a place of dependency to self-sufficiency, but also to assist with building community camaraderie, resilience, and reigniting a greater sense of national pride.
Minister LaRota said the establishment of the program at the Flamingo Gardens Community Center has already reaped numerous benefits.
Children's grade point averages and social skills are improved. Adults have developed new skills that now generate an income. They also have participated in charitable events where they are urged to give back and empower those in need.
The program aims to promote social and economic empowerment while reducing mental health issues caused by social isolation and withdrawal among the more vulnerable populations, focusing on wellness instead of illness, capabilities instead of shortfalls, and strengths instead of weaknesses. Lisa Boleg is the officer in charge of the Community Affairs Division and the designer-developer of the Empowerment Hour program.
You would have seen here today a display of partnership and camaraderie with the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting and the Ministry of National Security, combined with the efforts of the people of Nassau Village community and the businesses that surround it. And that is the main focus of our Empowerment Hour, to make certain that we're not only bringing the residents together, but that we're also connecting those organizations and businesses surrounding it so that we can truly have a stronger community. Plain and simple, the Ministry of National Security has the resources that we need, specifically the centers. The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting have the human resources, and we have the know-how. We have the experts that are able to do the work and make it happen.
Another key component of the program is the collaboration between the Community Affairs Division and the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, the latter of which facilitates a program for persons with disabilities who have aged out of school.
As we move from community to community, is we're trying to ensure that there is a space for our persons with disabilities in any community center, in any area that we go in, so that they can continue to be included in all of the activities that are taking place, so that they can be included in expanding their own skills and causing them to also be seen and be heard in the community as equals.
Christoph Mitchell serves as center manager. He speaks to the center's usage.
We are going to impact a wide cross-section of individuals in the community, from teenagers straight to senior citizens. We have after-school programs coming on, BGCSEs, BJC programs. We also have senior citizen programs from the hours of 10 to 2 throughout the day. And we're going to be doing some therapeutic programs as well as men's clubs and boys clubs, as well as women's clubs and girls clubs. So that alone will actually combine a cross-section of persons throughout the community for mentorship programs as well. So there's nothing that we can't really have happening here outside. You don't have to go outside your community to make things happen.
Backyard farming is also among the activities scheduled for the community center.
I am an agriculturalist, for one. And so we also have a backyard farming program that we're going on here, teaching persons to become self-reliable, self-sustainable. As we've been hit with the harsh reality of the last pandemic, we realized that farming was a major issue in our country and the importation of food. And as you can see now, the agricultural sector is taking off. A lot of Bahamians now are realizing that farming is a healthier means to survival.
Minister LaRota commended Minister Monroe for his role in facilitating the government's initiative to establish community centers in red flag communities or inner cities in country as part of the Stronger Families, Stronger Communities initiative. Sessions have been scheduled Monday through Friday. For Your Government in Action, I'm Matt Mora.
The Enable Business Expo and Forum brought together entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and advocates for an inclusive business landscape. The event took place at the University of the Bahamas on March 6, 2025, and was hosted by the Small Business Development Center in partnership with the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, and the University of the Bahamas. The event featured expert panels to discuss accessibility, disability-friendly business practices, as well as economic empowerment.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is pleased to be partnered alongside SBDC, the Ministry of Social Service, National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, and other key stakeholders empowering entrepreneurs with disabilities. This initiative was launched during the previous Disabilities Week in the Bahamas and International Disabilities Day. My ministry is a firm supporter of a fair, inclusive, and equitable society, and that means that we believe persons with disabilities can be business owners too. I add too, that by saying that young persons with disabilities can be business owners too, young people face many barriers to fully participating in society. Having a disability as a young person exacerbates those barriers. It is therefore important that we provide an enabling environment that supports the independence of disability youth and as entrepreneurs. My ministry, and by extension the government, is aware that we can spare no effort in support of our disabled community and in the advancement of the prosperity of that society for all. This is not a one-time deal. Rather, it is only the start towards sustainable and long-term support for our entrepreneurs with disabilities, and in particular, your young entrepreneurs with disabilities. This is an indication that progress is being made and that sectors and agencies can come together to create a more equitable and inclusive society. Ladies and gentlemen, disability does not mean inability. And just because a man lacks eyes does not mean that he lacks vision. As we focus on amazing abilities of our entrepreneurs, let us continue to take action to empower persons with disabilities. Because when they thrive, the Bahamas thrive.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings, where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.